Finally, I wanted to share my stats for this week. So this is the stats from last week. You'll see that I made $51. Their conversion rate was very high at 12.5. I had 7 orders and with 56 visits. So drum roll. All right, this week I created a new digital download product for my Etsy shop, digitaldownloadsmax.etsy.com. So there was a problem that moms feel like they're on their phones too much. They want to be more present with their kids, but they don't know how to break that phone addiction. I personally don't have a problem with my phone because I follow this one simple rule for myself on my phone. And so what I'm offering with this digital download of Mom, Get Off Your Phone, How One Simple Rule Changes Everything, I'm offering transformation. So I still distilled my thoughts down into an ebook, and I wanted to go through today how I did this, how I created this product. So the first thing I did was I actually had to figure out what this rule was for myself. And the process that I did that was I got my Notes app out on my iPhone, and on the bottom right-hand corner, there's this little icon with a microphone on it. You press that, and then you're able to dictate your thoughts into it, and it turns your speech into text. So I used that for about an hour. I just talked all my thoughts into it, and then at the end of that hour, I had my first draft. So the hardest thing in making things is getting that first draft done. It wasn't great, but over the next few days, I kept adding more content to that. So at the end of that, I had this long document. And so what I did next was I used AI to summarize it, and I wanted to chunk it up into content that I could have on my ebook. So I got that feedback, and then I went through and I did multiple revisions to really get that tone correct that I wanted to have, that was making it easy to read, that wasn't guilt or shame inducing, and where I had just one specific rule that I was trying to communicate in these 30 pages of an ebook. Father's Day is coming up real soon on June 21st. Do you have a present for Dad yet? Well, I've created this Happy Father's Day word search puzzle pack with 100 stress-free topics that dads will absolutely love. After you make your purchase, you'll get a PDF download, and you can print as many copies on your home computer as you'd like. All of the puzzles are large print that's easy on Dad's eyes, and of course, the solutions to all of the puzzles are included in the download. So I copied all of that content into Canva, and then I shaped it up by picking a color palette and pulling pull quotes out and just making it so that it really worked smoothly in the way that it would be read. And finally, I exported that from Canva into a PDF and came out to 30 pages. So I felt like I was ready. I had a product to sell, an ebook to sell to moms to get off of their phones so they could be more present with their kids. Next, I created thumbnails for the Etsy product in Canva. And so I showed the item, that it's an instant download, that it's a 30-page ebook, and then I showed that you can read it on your phone, your tablet, or you can print it out. And then, just like Amazon does, I thought maybe I could just show a few of the first pages so that people could decide for themselves and self-select, is this something that works for me? So I showed the first maybe 10 pages of the book, and I put those as thumbnails on the product. So here is the new product. It's called Mom, Get Off Your Phone, How One Simple Rule Changes Everything. So if you go to my shop right now, digitaldownloadsmax.etsy.com, you can go ahead and download this at a 50% off launch sale right here, instant PDF download. Finally, I wanted to share my stats for this week. So this is the stats from last week. You'll see that I made $51. Their conversion rate was very high at 12.5. I had 7 orders and with 56 visits. So drum roll. This week was not as great of a week. The conversion rate was down to only 7%. I only had 3 orders out of 43 visits, and I only made $17 in revenue. So not the best week for the store, but hopefully with this new product, I'll be able to bump that number up significantly. Finally, if you are interested in downloading my free Etsy Digital Downloads Playbook, where you can discover the strategies I use to research, create, and market profitable digital products, why don't you scan this QR code and then you can get this Digital Downloads Playbook. All right, thanks so much. Bye.